start.
Steve, and obviously it's a big game for both teams, Western Conference Finals rematch and so forth, but is there a way that you can talk to your team and just get them to settle down, or do they need to hear anything about that from you?
I don't think they need to hear anything about it. It's the 5th game of the season. Obviously, it's got the nice subplot that everyone's talking about, but we're just trying to get a little better every day. We got better in Portland. It was our first really good effort, I think, all the way around. So we want to string a few of those together.
You often talk about appropriate fear. In Portland, was that the case? You sense that your team, after playing a couple of teams that maybe are kind of fighting themselves, you go to Portland, you know what happened there last year in the regular season. You sense that, and obviously tonight, again, some similar situation a little bit.
Yeah, I think our players have a ton of respect for Portland after the way they played us in the playoffs last year, and seeing them in the preseason, they've got a lot of talent, a lot of continuity. So we were ready to play that game, and I think we were a little bit embarrassed about our defense a couple of games prior to that on the trip. So our defense was better, which led to a lot of fast break opportunities that got us going.
Steve, mode offensively all season. What do you notice as a difference in the Thunder's identity versus last year in the Western Finals that you approached differently tonight?
Well, they don't have Durant, so
What happened to him?
Yeah, kind of a big deal. No, they've obviously revamped their roster, and everything is centered around Russell, but got a lot of nice young players, and they're moving the ball. Billy's got them spreading the floor, moving the ball well, sharing it, and then obviously Russell is attacking at every opportunity. So I've gotten off to a great start. That was a hell of a win last night.
You mentioned, what do you think of the subplot and how it's been covered in media?
Well, I think the whole thing is just always going to be a story. I mean, it's it involves a superstar leaving a team, and then a long-term partnership with 2 stars. Of course, it's going to be a story. I feel bad for Kevin because even though he hasn't said anything negative, it's been portrayed that he has said a lot of negative things about Oklahoma City, about Russ. It's not true. He has said some things that have been construed as negative. He said something about he loves his new teammates. That was somehow construed that he didn't love his old team. It's almost like he has to now qualify everything he says by making sure he doesn't insinuate anything, and that's a tough position to be in. But it's all part of it, and Kevin understands that, and I think he's really happy. He made the decision for his own reasons, not anybody else's, and I think he's really happy here.
Steve, mostly Steph guarding Westbrook in the series last year, and would you think to stick with that, or would you think Clay on Westbrook here?
We had both Steph and Clay during the series, and I think you'll see that tonight. Sometimes it's just based on who picks up whom in transition. There's cross matches all over the place, and it'll also be based on who we want on him in certain situations against certain lineups. But they'll both see plenty of them.
Usage in the first 4 games has been kind of historically unprecedented. Obviously, small sample size, only 4 games, but do you think that's something that's sustainable that a player can do throughout a season, or does that have to come down at some point?
I guess Oscar did it, right? Did Oscar Robertson average a triple double? Yeah, he did. So it is possible. I know back then the game was played faster. There were a lot more possessions, but the game is speeding up today. Teams are playing faster and generating more possessions. So it's possible. I think scoring at the rate he's scoring is probably not sustainable. I mean, I don't know where he is, 35, 37 points a game. That hasn't been done in a long time, but I would think at the end of the year, Russell will be awfully close to averaging a triple-double. It's just it's the way he plays, it's how talented he is, and the fact that it's his basketball now, It is, it's his. He shared it with KD in the past, and now it's, it's his team, and so his numbers will improve for sure.
Steve, you were certainly as a player part of some games that had some extra juice. Is it part of it just fun for guys in regular season as we go through 82 of these?
Are you talking about for Kevin in particular, or for our players, or?
Just, the larger experience of, there's some games on the schedule that get, if not specifically circled, but
Yeah.
are fun. You
Yeah,
can
they're-
get that extra storylines.
Yeah, they're always, out of the 82, no matter what team you're on, there's always a handful that you circle. And sometimes it's a team-wide thing, sometimes it's just an individual. Obviously for Kevin, this is a game that, he probably recognized right away when he looked at the schedule. And I think the fact that we played them in the conference finals and that these guys have been so good for so many years makes it special as well.
Steve's shots he always gets, are there some shots of his that he's taken that you don't like so much? Is there any other simple explanation for why these shots aren't going in?
For the most part, I like the shots he's gotten. I think there have been some good rhythm shots, and then there have been some shots that were open but didn't have rhythm before he caught the ball, if that makes sense. I think there's a difference. The rhythm is 3-4 passes that lead to the shot. Good screen. He's coming off the screen hard. He plants his feet. He goes up. An open shot might be just a broken play where the ball bounces to him, and even though he's open, there's no rhythm and flow that goes into it. So I think it's been a combination of that. We're not where we're going to be offensively. We haven't put it all together yet. And when we do, Clay will develop a better rhythm with his shooting. But I think it's just right now he's missed some that he normally makes. He's frustrated, and that'll all change in one shot.
Steve, do you
Do
have
you take any baseball team in Cleveland lose against Grip on a 3-1 lead?
I hadn't noticed the irony.
It's a subplot.
Subplot.
Following up, just what you now you tied to the Indians, you like root for them, and you were a Cubs fan. So the end result, what did you think of those series?
It was incredible. I've always been a baseball fan. My son is as big a Cubs fan as there is, so it was fun to watch the game with him. He left the room in the 8th inning, and I was forced to watch the rest of the game without him. But it was awesome. Playoff baseball is phenomenal. It's so exciting, so much fun, and obviously we've felt it here in the Bay. The last few years with the Giants, winning 3 titles, and I just love the drama. I love the game, and it's a phenomenal series.
Steve, do you have an update on Patrick McCaw?
He was pretty good at shoot around today. He's almost for sure not going to play. I won't rule him out because I haven't talked to the trainers yet. But with the back-to-back, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to play him tonight or tomorrow. That way we get a day off Saturday, we practice Sunday, and presumably he can play Monday. But that's not official. That's what I'm thinking, and I'm going to talk to the training staff here in a minute.
Your answer rather different offensively with this year. How about defensively with the success that OKC has had there?
Yeah, well, they have a big, strong team. They rebound extremely well. So they don't give you much. You don't get a lot of cheap stuff. So you have to execute against them, take care of the ball, and take advantage of your opportunities. But to hold the Clippers to whatever it was 85 in LA, that's a pretty impressive defensive job.
Anything else?